Hello fam bam, welcome to today's episode. So we're about to move. And if you guys know me lately, I really dislike moving. I love traveling, I love going to new spaces, and I love experiencing new environments. And in fact, I don't know, something's changed about me recently where I just wanna stay put for a while. I wanna feel like I grow my roots a little deeper and get a little more comfortable and routine in the area that I'm in. And I don't know if that's age or because my kids are where they're at, or if I'm just over traveling at the moment, which I'm really not. I actually would like to have a home base to come home to. So we're not moving far, we're staying in this general area, so we're still staying in Florida, but we wanted to move to a different community that was a little bit more location beneficial for us and just had the amenities that we were looking for. So we're preparing to move, and I wanted to share with you guys how I keep it as simple as possible. Moving is stressful because you just have so much like decision fatigue and so much action that you have to take within a short period of time. And it's a lot. They say that the most stressful things in life, I think, are divorce, losing a loved one, and moving. It's like top three. Correct me if I'm wrong. It used to be the top three. So I like to start now. We're not moving till the end of November, so this is a long ways away. I think I started about 3 months ahead of our move. And I like to start in little bits and chunks as I go around life so that when move week comes, it's super simple and super easy. So the first thing that I started doing is letting go of stuff as I go. Meaning, as I'm going through my house and I'm like, hey, this item's here, can I let this go? And I just do. I have this nice little Goodwill box that I stuck over here, and there's certain things that have been just laying about, and I start to just hold that question in my mind. Do I want to take this when I move? Do I want to take this when I move? So when I have that perspective, I start to find items and things that I can start to let go of. There's pieces of furniture that I've put on the marketplace, and just because I don't feel like they've been serving me. I like some of this furniture, but I just kind of want to move with more of a blank slate instead of figuring out how to stress about lugging all this stuff along. Number two, I begin to declutter sections of my house, especially as I'm cleaning them. We've talked about my cleaning regimen, or like how I keep my spaces clean, and you guys know that every once in a while I like to clean all the cupboards out of underneath my sink, underneath my kitchen. And so what I've been doing is when I clear all those spaces to clean them out, I start thoughtfully putting the things that we use back in and then asking for the excess items, do I want to take this when I move? Number three is I have begun compartmentalizing things. What I mean by this is starting to put them in useful containers. And I realize now that I have not been as good at this lately as I used to when I was a lot younger, because I used to move a lot before I met my husband. And everything used to just sort of be in bins that were already easy to move. So like, for example, our clothes are in those little bins, and those are easy to stack and just stick in the car and go. And then when you get into your new closet, you just unstack them and put them on the shelves. And what I realize is lately I've been doing things like hanging my clothes, and that's kind of a pain to move. So I've stuck most of my clothes in the bins now, and I've started to pick up like cheap bins from Goodwill, and a lot of times people throw them out here because a lot of people move, so they just stick them next to the garbage can in case anybody could use them, and I've been picking those up. And I've noticed like in my laundry room, instead of having all of the cleaning items like just loose on the shelf, I've started putting them in these collective bins. So when it's time to move, I'm not packing them. They're just stay in the bin, put them in the car, move into the next place, and put the bin back on the shelf in the new laundry room. Number four is we've been really tightening down and not buying or setting up new things aside from our Lego hotel. So what I mean by this is the Lego hotel, I told my husband, like, we're gonna move our house, and then the last trip is gonna be taking all these Legos and precariously walking to the car and setting them down nicely so we can move these Lego castles and houses without breaking them and having to take them apart, because they take hours to set up, and it's been like this project we've had going with the girls for a couple weeks. And I was just thinking that maybe we should have waited till we moved to start those projects. But anyhow, we've been trying really hard not to buy new things. Typically I buy overstock and things in excess because we prepare for hurricanes. It is hurricane season, but I've been trying to slim down a little bit and really think, well, do I really need all this extra shampoo and conditioner? That's one thing that I typically overbuy that I have not been overbuying, because even if we do have a hurricane or disaster, I have plenty of soap to keep us clean. Excess shampoo and conditioner is not really necessary. Number 5, lastly, we've been taking the time, and this is a little bit tougher, but to do it in increments rather than all in 1 or 2 days when we move is so much less stressful. But we've been taking the time to identify areas of neglect in our household. For example, one area is our kids' homeschooling file folder. We've just been taking all their homework and shoving it in there. So yesterday I was like, I'm gonna tackle this thing. And I took all of the labels, labeled them, and started sorting them out. Next thing on my list is my receipts for this year, and making sure they're all up to date with QuickBooks and making sure they are digitalized. I take pictures and they're uploaded. So taking the time to just set aside an hour or two every single week to tackle these neglected items is just going to be so much less stressful to move and just have that waiting on top of everything else. So those are the 5 things that I do to help prepare us to move a little bit more smoothly. If you guys would like to share any of your ideas or thoughts on how you prepare to move more smoothly, I'm all ears, because I'm about to do this thing. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, be good, be great, be grateful. Ciao for now.